Another big story today. 5 U.S. senators are now calling for a federal crackdown on what they call sham universities. They say those colleges are handing out student visas to potential criminals and terrorists. And this is happening right now, they say, but it's also happened in the past. Take these examples. One of the 9/11 hijackers entered this country on a student visa. And a terrorist convicted in the first World Trade Center attack in 1993. He was actually the guy who actually drove the van containing explosives. He was here on a student visa. Then you have the Saudi national arrested about a week ago in Texas and charged with attempting to use a weapon of mass destruction. One of the senators behind this new crackdown and this new proposed bill introduced today is Jon Tester. He's a Democrat from Montana, and he's joining us now live. So, Senator, how big of a problem do you see this being?
Well, I think that one of the reasons we just sent a letter out to Homeland Security and the GAO to do an investigation was to find out exactly how big it is. But really what's important here, Jen, is we need to secure our ports and our borders. This is really a backdoor effort to really undo our immigration laws in this country. And these universities are not accredited. And we need to check and see what kind of a problem it is and really make sure that it doesn't happen. And so that's why we dropped the bill in to increase penalties, and that's why we asked the GAO and the Department of Homeland Security to do an investigation.
So we're on the eve of a very controversial hearing on Capitol Hill tomorrow, looking at a particular specific group of people, the radicalization of Muslims in America. Given that environment right now and some of the challenges to targeting specific groups or specific people, how do you propose implementing going after these quote-unquote sham universities?
Well, I think it's actually pretty simple, and this isn't just targeting certain sectors. It's targeting everybody that comes into this country potentially illegally using student visas, and really doing an investigation regardless where they come from in the world, and making sure that they're here under the right circumstances and not using these universities as a method to enter this country illegally. And so that's really the impetus for it all.
So given the fiscal reality that we're dealing with right now, do we have the resources, do we have the men, the money to actually do this right now?
Well, I think this is something that isn't going to cost a lot of dough, quite frankly. It's just a matter of enforcing the laws that are already on the books, and then putting some penalties to it, because right now there isn't penalties. If we can get this law passed, it will increase the penalties in a big way. So I don't think it's going to cost a bunch of money. It's not like throwing a whole bunch of people on the border to try to secure the border. This is more just checking in, finding out what these sham universities are doing, and making sure they abide by the law.
Senator, real quick here, when you talk about penalties, what specifically do you propose for those that are running these universities?
Yeah, the good question. The bill proposes 15 years, so depending on how extreme the violation is, a judge can put these folks in prison for 15 years. And so I think that's a pretty severe penalty in my book.
Senator Tester, nice of you to join us today on the day that you're introducing this legislation, and we look forward to checking back in with you on it. Thank you very much, sir.
Jenna, thank you very much.